The watches that are on the table today are very good starters watches. Many people come in the store as a first time buyer or with a lot of curiosity about vintage watches in general, and I'm able to describe to them what they are not, and that's what we're gonna try to do with the public in general. So let's dig in. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Chris, Time Merchants owner in Montreal, Quebec, and we're going to talk about a lot of watches today. There's a misconception that vintage watches have a lot of problems, that they have all sorts of different issues over time or whatnot. If they survived over 50 years, 75 years, they're good to go for another 50 to 75 at least. If you take good care of them, they're beloved. You're gonna be passing them down in general to your family. Okay, so let's start. Here we go, guys. We're gonna start with a really cool watch, a 1959 Constellation Omega. So this watch is pretty much unpolished. It's in really good condition. It has seen a few services in its time, and the dial has aged to a really nice patina if we're looking from maybe the 10 o'clock up to the other side. On the website, and we took different pictures, that patina might seem a bit bigger, but it's really nice. It has a much newer bracelet that matches really well with the condition of the case. And what's really amazing about something like this is the paperwork. Okay, papers like that don't come along very often, and having the COSC paper is just impossible to find. I've had tons of those in the past, and they never come with those papers. So this is a really cool watch. The Paipan model has been since the 50s one of the must-have watches. Again, it's really an amazing condition. The one thing that has been replaced in the past, and it's really cool, is the crown, which is a Naiad crown, and that can always be put back to the original, but I really find that it's part of the history of the watch, and it just comes the way it goes, and the next person is just gonna enjoy it as much as the previous owner did. So that's something really cool. The one reason for a lot of people to buy a watch like this as a first watch is mainly because of the paperwork. It reassures a lot of the customers about the originality, about the fact that the movement really came with the watch itself. Also, it is a local watch, so it was enjoyed by someone that was from here for past most probably about 60 years or so. Sadly, most of those watches end up coming from families who pass them on to dealers like us. So the pricing of such a watch is a bit on the higher end for most first buyers. This is going to be closer to the $3,000 mark, somewhere around the $2,400 US, depending on the exchange of the day. It's a killer watch for anyone that wants to start, and they're going to be really well served with this. Second watch today is the Seiko SSK005 Orange that came in 2022, and it has a really nice GMT bezel that seems black in certain angles, and in certain other angles it's gonna look very dark gray. This is an amazing starter's watch. It's part of the Seiko 5 collection. They came along with many other new features and models in the past few years, and Seiko is doing an amazing job, especially with the bracelet that is very well built, maybe higher quality than most of their normal Jubilee type of bracelet from from the past few years. If you have a look, it's really tight, it's really sturdy, and this is a perfect starter's watch. First of all, because of the price, you cannot get anything better on their most probably 500 US at this price point, and also they are really workhorses. They're gonna do an amazing job to serve you over the years, and you're never really gonna have any problems with them. So this is a really great buy. The final watch that we are going to discuss today is the Tudor Prince 75,000 reference from 1986 with box and papers and barely worn by the previous owner. We can look at the bracelet and the way it just sits. It's just so rare to see. We have those watches very often on hand, and in this condition they come really rarely. Those watches are again very sought after by first time buyers or even collectors that have been doing this for decades. The only reason is that they are so good. They're using ETA movements that have been really used throughout the past maybe 50 years on many different brands. They're really easily serviceable. They are very tough. They're not gonna break on you every single day, and this watch is one of the better ones we have at the moment. But this is extremely well kept. We have, I think, about 20 of them or 25 of them at all times on hands. I personally love them. A lot of people in the industry are loving Tudor right now because of all the new hype and all the new publicity, but those are just phenomenal as first time pieces. I'd say the 34mm watch is gonna wear very well on women, on men, and they are not gonna detract from any auto watch. They're really good on the long term. The one main thing, and it was one of my first watches, if not my first high-end watch, was a Tudor that was very similar to this. I still own it. And the quality of the case it's the same case as a Rolex, it's the same crown as a Rolex. Only difference is you're gonna see the date window is going to be more to the right of the watch, and that's because of the movement. Otherwise, from even a few meters away, no one's gonna know that you're wearing a Tudor. And they're really close in terms of looks and in terms of quality to Rolex, except the ETA movement. Otherwise, they're amazing to wear on leather, super comfortable, really good to wear on bracelet as well. Most of them, if not all of them, come on oyster bracelet. If they do, if not, they're gonna be on leather. Okay guys, so we're gonna wrap up the video by saying that those three watches are really good for anyone that starts a collection. Again, the Omega Constellation pipe hand from the 1950s. The second watch will be the SSK005. They came out in 2022. Those watches are really perfect for anyone that's starting, that doesn't have a big budget, and they want something that's going to last them for decades. Then the last but not the least, a Tudor 34mm 75,000 reference with box and papers from 1986, which is in unworn condition. You don't have to be afraid to spend a bit more to get the right condition watch. Never be afraid to do something like that. Better hurt once than hurt down the road many times when you're always trying to save a few dollars. this is not the way to go about watches. So that's it for today, guys. If you have any questions or if you have any kind of inquiries about vintage watches or anything watch related, you can always reach me at timemerchants.ca, and I will always be there for you. This is our first video. Don't be shy to follow, to reach out, to call us if you do need anything. We're here. So let us know, guys, which one was your favorite of the 3 today. We're gonna try to upload with new information, new watches every week. So see you next time.